2, 1, 2, 3. In this moment I wake up. In this moment fill my cup. In this moment time is on my side. Here and now I take a vow to be led by love when I'm hurt somehow, opening up to accept something greater. And I realize and I accept life is for me and not against me. When I let go of should and let life move through me, my world is steeped in grace. In this moment I wake up. I let go and let life fill my cup. This is the moment I let myself be whole. Here and now I take a stand to be led by grace, hand in hand, to trust and know this life is already perfect. And I realize and I accept life is for me and not against me. When I let go of should and let life move through me, my world is steeped in grace. And I realize and I accept life is for me and not against me. When I let go of fear and let love move through me, my world is steeped in grace. In this moment I wake up. I let go and let love fill my cup. This is the moment I know myself as whole. In this moment I'm safe and sound. Beauty everywhere I look around. I can see how life is always on my side.
Beautiful. Thank you, Christine S. Young. That was an original tune of hers. And Christine S. is filling in for our music director, Cerny, this morning. And she's a spiritual practitioner through the Center for Spiritual Living. So we're so glad to have you here this morning. Welcome to the light and love that is Unity of South Sound. My name is Anita Landry, and it's my joy to welcome you here this morning. If you have any questions, concerns, or joys to share, you can contact our office and visit our website at unityofsouthsound.org. At this time, we also invite you to place your cell phones in airplane mode. Now we invite you to relax, reconnect, and center in the truth of who we are. Knowing wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. Will you please join me in saying our opening affirmation? There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotence. Our mission statement, inspired by the divine as an inclusive spiritual community, we explore and express our highest potential. Our vision statement, present and centered in divine love, we co-create a peaceful and awakened world. And our core values, we are love, joy, abundance, and spirit guided. And now Reverend Megan will lead us in an opening prayer.
Well, good morning on this very chilly winter day, our second Sunday of the new year. I see a few people decided to stay home and be warm. But we're here warm, right? And it comes from inside, so let's go in within, and we feel as we light the light in the outer, we light the light from within, where we feel that radiance and that warmth. And so we just breathe it in, just breathe in the warmth and the radiance and the vibration of all that life is, that ceaseless, restless, creative energy that we call God. we breathe it in and we feel it ignite us. We feel it bring into awareness that energy that speaks to us and guides us and allows us to have this experience in this physical world. And as we come to know our light, to allow it to be all that we are, we send that awareness out into the world, out into the soul of every being walking this planet in this moment, that they feel that awareness awakening within them and that they too feel the warmth and become that light wherever they go. And for that we are blessed because we become a blessing, and so it is. Amen.
Now I invite you, if you're able, to stand and join with our song leader. It'll be Reverend Megan and Joey Sandal-Hill. And Winston.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here.
In place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Okay, I lost the rhythm.
Sorry.
Help us,
It's my
Christina.
fault.
Okay, we're going to go back and from the top. One more time.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be.
Oh, my soul is welcome here.
Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
This is where you do a little dance. I'm in the
Right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Give yourselves a hand.
Yes, we are singing at the right time. And now I invite you to take a brief moment to greet your neighbor with a namaste greeting. And we especially invite you to reach out to someone you don't know who might be sitting close to you. Place your hands together and say, Namaste, I behold the divinity you are.
Much better.
Haven't done it for a month. All right. We are spirit guided.
We are inspiring, we are inclusive, spiritual community. Exploring and expressing our highest potential, in tune with our divinity. Sing love, love, sing joy, joy, abundance.
We are spirit guided.
Love,
Love,
sing joy,
joy.
abundance.
We are spirit guided.
We are present, we are centered in divine love. We come together and celebrate a peaceful and awakened world. Sing love, love, sing joy, joy, abundance.
We are spirit guided.
Sing love,
Love,
sing joy,
joy.
abundance.
We are spirit guided. Sing love, love,
Sing joy,
joy.
abundance.
We are spirit guided.
Sing
love, love,
sing joy, abundance.
We are spirit guided.
Hey, I recognize those lyrics. Well, our inspirational reading this morning is from the Daily Word from back in 2014. I move forward into greater good. When we stand at the end of one life experience, the conclusion of a job or relationship, moving away from home, graduating from school, or retiring from a career, we remember that every ending is also a beginning. Saying goodbye to what has been, we welcome what will be. We may be tempted to keep looking back, but once we turn our eyes to the path ahead, we find new opportunities awaiting us. We are beginning a new phase of life, a new way of fulfilling our purpose, a new way of serving God and the world. In truth, we don't leave anything behind. We carry it with us. As we bless our past, we build on all we have learned and continue on our life's unfolding journey. And now Reverend Megan will lead us in a time of meditation.
It's such a wonderful opportunity when we can just take a moment to breathe in all that is and just shift into a moment of peacefulness and mindfulness and notice what's going on within us. So I invite you to join, if you feel comfortable, the song When I Pray by Daniel Maymod. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, And so we just take a moment to breathe, closing our outer eye to the world outside of us. We might breathe in and experience the world within. And so we just let the vibration of our prayer bowl take us to a deeper place in the key of F sharp. Breathe it in. Notice where it touches you. With your next inhale breath, surrender even deeper within. And your next exhale breath, release anything and everything that is not one with the vibration of the divine, that living, breathing energy of life that you are, that we name God. We breathe in the fullness, we breathe out completely, sending everything out into the universe to recycle for greater good. And so we just notice how we breathe into the rhythm of the universe in this moment. Feeling the ebb and the flow, the fullness and the surrender. Just going deeper and deeper and deeper into your divine self. And notice in this moment, if there's anything that you're holding on to that is being called to change form, to end in its present condition. And just notice if you're willing to let it go now, to change position, to change direction, to let it be behind you, and to welcome the gift that's being offered in exchange. So just notice if there's any of that for you right now. And in the silence of our being, we listen, we feel, we accept, and we appreciate. Breathing in, breathing out. I remain in the flow and the rhythm of the universe that is breathing in and through and as me in everything I think, say, and do. And I am grateful. Bringing my awareness back into this moment, to this space, to each other. In a state of gratitude, we simply say, Amen.
Every evening sky, an invitation to trace the pattern of stars. And early in July, a celebration for freedom that is ours. And I notice you shade. Every drop of sun is full of fun and wonder. You are summer. And even when the trees have just surrendered to the harvest time, forfeiting their leaves in late September and sending us inside, still I notice you when change begins, and I am braced for colder winds. I will offer thanks for what has been and what's to come. You are autumn. And everything in time and under heaven finally falls asleep, wrapped in blankets white, all creation shivers underneath, and still I notice you when branches crack, and in my breath on frosted glass. Even now in death you open the doors for life to enter. You are winter, and everything that's new has barely surfaced, teaching us to breathe. And what was frozen through is newly purposed, turning all things green. So it is with you, and how you make me new with every season's change. And so it will be as you are recreating me. Summer, autumn, winter, spring.
Thank you. Oh, I realized the light's not on up here. There we go. That was beautiful, Christina's. You warming up yet? A little bit. So today, we have officially navigated our first 2 weeks of 2024. We have spiritually prepared ourselves in our end of year and our New Year rituals, and we now mark a new year in time. And we are really, what we're doing in that is acknowledging that we're in the midst of living through change. The process of living within the evolution of life and the transformational shift of beingness. So let us consider, are we embracing fully the opportunities offered through the experience of living? Through the experience of beingness? Are we practicing what serves us best and moving through the stages the evolution of beingness involves? In moving through the process of transformational living with openness, willingness, curiosity, and grace. I'm reminded of that story about a caterpillar you may be familiar with, who said when seeing a butterfly flying overhead, "You'll never see me up in one of those things." We may have been doing that to ourselves. We never know what life will make of us. The change is the one thing we can count on, and yet we like to pretend it doesn't happen. Change is life. It's a part of the creative process, literally. It's evolution. It is how we become the expression of our true nature. And yet, we resist it, and sometimes with great purpose. Just like the caterpillar, who did not know to resist was futile. Right? Change will come upon us in one form or another, like it or not. So because life is creation, ever evolving, recreating itself, changing, growing, and becoming something new with every breath you take, truly, Unity of South Sound has been invited to embrace change as we step into our new year. And maybe some of you are feeling some of the energy around that. We noticed that this morning in preparing when the commonly known available information may not be at hand. And so feeling unsettled about how our ministry is changing with our changing staff and the ways of doing things. Are any of you feeling a little of that? Just know it's okay and it's natural. But for those of you that may not know, our office and financial administrator of 13 years resigned her position at the end of the year to step into a new opportunity that allows her to flourish in new and abundant ways, saying yes to her personal growth and evolution. So we support her in that. We support each of you in making those life-changing decisions. And we embrace the new opportunities that it has opened to fill and reframe her role, serving in the evolution of Unity of South Sound. And the way that we manage our business of ministry. It's just a part of our evolution of existence. And so some of you may be called into a deeper participation with us as a result of this space that is opening up. So I'm just putting that out there. So I decided today that we would begin a series on change, embracing it as a good thing. Understanding the stages and how to move through change intentionally with acceptance and curiosity, especially curiosity and grace. Neale Donald Walsch, in his book, When Everything Changes, Change Everything, you might want to pick that up, reminds us that the changes in our lives are not going to stop. What we need to change is how we look at, stand in, and deal with change. He states, what is different now in our current time of reality is the amount of time that it takes for us to notice the changes that are occurring. For instance, in your grandparents' lifetime, something significant changed about every 30 or 40 years. When a new piece of information was unveiled that seriously confronted the reality of their world. So maybe a couple of times in a lifetime even. They had time to process it, to accept it, and get used to it. In our parents' lifetime, that window of change dropped to about 15 to 20 years. Still, some time to process it. In our lifetime, the window, of course it depends on where you are in life, but just a perspective, it's dropped down to 5 to 8 years, and yet we feel it. And now that window is monumentally picking up speed daily. So I don't even know if that's realistic. And so our children, it has dropped to something like maybe every 2 years. And the impact on all of us as life changes has been almost without time to assimilate it. So our grandchildren are accustomed to that kind of change happening like weekly. They just don't count on things always being the same. That's normal for them. So Neale Donald Walsch empowers us not to resist change, but to make a quantum leap in our approach to change. That's something to take note of. In the ways of dealing with it, and in our ways of creating it. You know, it makes powerful sense to notice how we create with change. So what is change really? Looking up change in the dictionary, it actually says it indicates something new is coming. I don't know about you, but I hadn't really thought about it that way. Not the perspective most of us have on change, which is specifically facing some kind of crisis, a tragedy, or significant challenge in our lives, that we usually try to hold on to what was because we don't want to consider what is coming up. And so fear comes up, anxiety comes up. We want the comfort of what we're familiar with. Neale Donald Walsch suggests change is really the shifting of any circumstance, situation, or condition, physical or non-physical, especially non-physical, in such a way that the original is rendered not merely different from what it was, but altered so radically as to make it utterly unrecognizable and impossible to return to anything resembling its former state. We don't like it like that. But that's what change is. In other words, we're talking about a major shift. We're not talking about changing one's clothing or the menu for lunch or even our TV channel at night. We're talking about life-changing events, the kind that can be painful, the kind that may perceive to do damage, the kind that tramps on our dreams, ruins our plans, and disrupts our futures. And we're talking about healing those things with equally life-changing action steps to empower us for a better reality. As in the words of Neale Donald Walsch, when everything changes, sometimes the best thing to do is to change everything. Not only everything in the physical, but everything in the non-physical, your emotions, your thoughts, and even your truths. Taking it down to the foundation. A complete overhaul from top to bottom, inside and out. He says, after all, your life has already been turned darn inside out, so why not just finish the job? Completely transform everything, right? Only change it now so that the way that you want it to feel. Not what you feel like is being imposed upon you. The way you want it to feel, rather than the way that it feels that you're being forced to accept. You get the subtle shift in that? Choose to see the opportunity being offered and the possibilities that lie within it. For with change, resistance is futile. Arnold Schwarzenegger told us that. And have you noticed when you try to struggle with it, when you refuse it, when you try to pretend it's not happening, what happens? The pain deepens, the struggle deepens, and we feel like we've lost control of everything. And so when we become the one who decides, remember I talked about that, the one who decides is the divinity within you, the one that decides what the form change will be and how we will participate in it. When we do that, we then are empowered. So that is what spiritual transformation or change from within requires us to do. Take that quantum leap into our approach to change, to not put old thinking into new situations. That's just like the wineskin story, right? We don't put old thinking into new situations, for they will interfere with the clarity of our new thinking, our new truths, our new beliefs, thus preventing the new consciousness to grow and develop. Jesus represented a new consciousness to humanity. That's why we follow him as our way shower. That's why we look to his teachings. He is showing us the alternative, a new consciousness in what he demonstrated, a model for us to follow. A new consciousness, meaning old traditions and old thinking, needed to be changed and held in a new state of mind. And there was resistance in his time, and we still have resistance in our time today, don't we? That's the teaching that he offered and that we offer in New Thought philosophy. New thinking requires new ways of being and a new state of consciousness. or it will not be expressed and demonstrated as new and empowering results. So holding on to what was is preventing what we want, truly want to happen. It's about transforming from a limited or fearful state of consciousness into one willing to experience the transformation of something realized as entirely new, enhanced, improved, perhaps unrecognizable, which is what we freak out about, right? Give me the blueprint, give me the guarantee, put the details out. I'll follow it as long as I know it's going to be okay. That isn't the way it works. So, in order to participate in that new expression, the old must cease to exist. It has to end in its current form. John Henry Newman said, "To grow is to change, and to be perfect is to have changed often." Perhaps if you are like me and have had many change opportunities, we are on track to perfection, which is really just a personal definition of if we like the way things are. So I now recognize that every time I step into life change, yet again, and it will happen again, sometimes daily, well, actually it really does. Every time the sun comes up and the sun goes down, it's a change. And the next day is never the same as it was before. But we just expect it to be. And so yet again, every time changes happen, an opportunity for growth is being presented to me. Even when I'm excited at the possible future result from change, even when I know it's been my choice, how I handle transition emotionally in the midst of the process of dismantling my life as I have known it can be a painful process. I went through that big time when I moved here a year and a half ago, when I gave up everything as I knew it to create a new life that I had no familiarity with, no idea what it was going to be like, but something told me, go with it anyway. Go with it anyway, and it's been a good thing. And so, when we have an ending, something stops, especially when it's abrupt and I didn't plan it, it can bring up feelings of loss. It can trigger a grieving process. Anytime something ends in the form that we know it, and then we're thrown into the unfamiliar, we're grieving. We are holding on to something that we miss the comfort of that form. And depending on what it is, it can be more intense than other times. Other times maybe we don't even notice, and so we're carrying around this unresolved grief and it's impeding our new thinking. And so it's saying, I need you to give me some attention so I can maybe feeling with our administrator Heidi having moved on to her good, her next stage in her evolution of life, thus opening a void to be filled with something unfamiliar and most likely creating a very different way of doing things, as we've already begun to experience. Notice what this ending may be stirring up. Is it triggering something else entirely unrelated to this ministry? Using our understanding of change can empower us as individuals and as a ministry to enhance all that we are and all that is on its way of becoming. If we stay stuck in holding on to what was that's already changed form that we can't go back to, we are in a sense preventing something better to be able to come forward. And staying stuck in that place can be paralyzing. No, I am open to finding the treasure in change. It can be like a treasure hunt, really. In allowing my personal transformation in whatever the process is for me in this moment of something shifting, I'm willing to find that treasure. And that's my wish for each of you. It's my wish for this ministry to be curious in this exploration of what's being presented now. Because the truth is, what we call difficult, challenging, and tragic is really the very substance that allows for our growth. It is rich, and it provides fertile ground for us to develop into our potential. Would we go there by choice? Perhaps not. So we need those spiritual nudges that push us out of that stuck place when we can't go back to the way things were. One of the best books on dealing with change in life's transitions is Finding Yourself in Transition, Using Life's Changes for Spiritual Awakening by Reverend Robert Brummett. He was one of my favorite and most impactful professors at Unity Seminary. He is a Unity minister and has retired now as a professor from Unity Spiritual Institute. But this book, it powerfully leads readers through understanding the 3 stages of change and in how to embrace and use them intentionally moving forward into what is being called to manifest next. And when we understand those stages, we can see where we are in it, and it gives us tools of how to work with it. So the stages are endings. Something has stopped being in the form we're used to. The void, that time in between where we don't really know what's happening. The beginnings, the new beginnings, which parallel the Israelites' journey of the book of Exodus. The escape from Egypt, wandering in the wilderness, entering the promised land. So it's important to know that we are not victims to change, but souls on a magnificent journey. A journey into knowing ourselves where we discover the wisdom and the serenity to participate in life fully and completely through our experiences of change. It always begins with an ending. Something ceases to exist in a familiar form, and we're thrown into unfamiliar territory. That terra incognita, that scary place on the old world maps where all the dragons and the monsters lived and you weren't supposed to go there. We're supposed to go there. We're supposed to explore there. It may be that we're needing to escape something, to leave something that is destructive or not allowing us to thrive. I had to do that when I left an abusive marriage. It literally was an escape, and it was the best thing I ever did for my entire life and my children. So we choose whether we resist, ignore, fight, or embrace it as we process it then in the void, that wandering without form stage. It's a time to honor what was and prepare to step into what is becoming, the new beginnings, the promised land. When we're ready and transformed and no longer living in the form that ended, it has to be completely resolved within us. Wu Mingfu, a Chinese poet, wrote on the death of the old self and the rebirth of the internal self, which is really the spiritual process of change. He said, "The seed that is to grow and must lose itself as seed. And they that creep may graduate from chrysalis to wings. Wilt thou then, O mortal, cling to husks which falsely seem to you the self?" Change allows us to release the old husks that no longer serve a part of your true self. As we did with our burning bowl ceremony, which literally set change into motion. Maybe you didn't realize that. You were calling it to be. And so in our discomfort, we discover something more. We expand and grow as part of the continuous evolving universe. For change is really good for us. And it always, always begins with an end. T.S. Eliot wrote, "What we call the beginning is often the end. And to make an end is to make a beginning. The end is where we start from." So even when it seems our foundations are being shaken, it is only because the foundation needs reinforcement or reframing. Spirit knows when it's needed, even when we don't. That's why it's important to listen from within, not to take our lessons from outside of us. Robert Brummett wrote in his book about a man who once said, I prayed to God when the foundation of my life was being shaken, only to find that it was God that was shaking it. Maybe you've experienced that. Comfort is not where we grow. It is in the willingness to take risk and participate in life that we enter into the possibilities of our greatness, of our radiance, of our abundance. So we have to trust those shakings to no longer resist what appears to be crumbling the structure of our lives or our ministry. What we may have called a tragedy, we can see as an opportunity for greater freedom, wisdom, power, not to be feared, but actually welcomed. Yes, welcomed. I welcome this experience because you grow through the truth that is empowering you to say yes to something new. With each ending, that loss, that experience of grief that I've processed in a lifetime many times in many ways. But I can honestly say to you, I welcome change with new curiosity rather than anxiety. Can you do that? Will you do that? I notice when it comes up, you know, I'm still feeling like, how are things going to work out? I don't know, but let's be curious. Let's be open. Change is a call to participate more fully and engaged in life. And so, instead of being like Lot's wife, remember what happened to her when she looked back and she became that pillar of salt? Even when she told, don't look back. Don't look back at where you came from. That's not where the answer is. We move forward so that we don't become paralyzed in that fear or clinging to what was, preventing those new possibilities of coming forward. So how can we support ourselves in an ending and embrace change? There's a few things that you can find very helpful. One, choose to accept what it is and allow for grieving whatever may be lost. Your identification to that situation, that's what it is, an emotional identification. Your emotional connection to whatever has ended. The missing of the form that no longer exists. We have to process that. So spend time in prayer and meditation. Quiet the mind and listen as you let the questions come, even if there are no answers. Just be with them. Be open to understanding, ready and willing to move into that unfamiliar territory, that unfamiliar reality, knowing whatever you need is within you waiting to be called forth when you're ready. And the most important thing of all is to love yourself, to be gentle with yourself in the process of acceptance. Acceptance that something is no longer in the form that I'm familiar with, that I'm comfortable with, that I recognize. And as you are preparing then to set into motion something to become manifest as a new beginning at some point yet undefined in the future. At this point, we don't want to be holding on to when and how anything's going to happen. So next week, we're going to explore the in-between time, that void, when it feels like nothing is happening, but it's really the beginning of transformation that we experience when the end of something has propelled us into that unfamiliar place. The undefined with no map or GPS to guide us. We really freak out, don't we? I don't know what I'd do without my GPS. Wander a lot, but maybe I will discover something that would be really cool that I wouldn't have noticed otherwise. So this is stage of the creative exploration. So we'll dive into that next week. At this point, just know your ending is the beginning of your journey to the treasure within you. So welcome it. Welcome it. Let it come in its own time as it's meant to be. And just breathe. It's gonna be okay. Namaste.
Taking it back. Just release and let it go. You don't even have to think about it no more. Get out of the way. Hey, get out of the way. Get out the way and let God do his thing. You look like the weight of the world's on your back. Just take a deep breath and cut yourself some slack. All that drama ain't good for you. You couldn't change what is if you wanted to. Get out of the way. Hey, get out of the way. Get out the way and let God do his thing. The sun's gonna shine and the river's gonna flow. The tide's gonna rise without your say-so. The universe is working and the good is flowing. You don't plant a seed and then dig it up and see if it's growing. Get out of the way. Hey, get out of the way. Get out the way and let God do his thing. Get out of the way. Hey, get out of the way. Get out the way and let God do his thing. Get out the way and let God do his thing.
We want to thank all of you who may be joining us for your first time here or online. Thank you for sharing your consciousness and your love with us. Also, we have a welcome packet on the back table of the sanctuary if you're here in person, and we invite you to sign our guest book so we can meet you. If it's the second time you've joined us, welcome back, and if you've been with us for a long time now, welcome home. To all our friends, we want to share our unity blessing. To our newcomers and live streamers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divinity you are. And now I'd like to invite our ushers forward to prepare for our love offering. This is the time in our service when we have the opportunity to share of our financial blessings with this community in demonstrating the prosperity, love, giving, and receiving. There are many easy ways to do so. You can go to our website and click the donate button to discover the easy ways you can securely give. And we encourage you to consider setting up your consistent, intentional giving as a monthly or weekly automatic gift, so it will never be missed. You can contact our office if you have questions about how to do this. And if you intend to give in person this morning, there are offering envelopes in the back of the pew, and you can just place that in the offering plate as it comes down your row. Whichever way you make your financial blessings, we hold these gifts in this moment in our hands and in our hearts and affirm this together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am in perfect balance and flow with the universal tides of giving and receiving, and we are truly blessed. Amen. First, I'm going to invite Reverend Megan up. We have a special thank you this morning.
Oh my goodness. I love it when we have an opportunity to acknowledge those that are making a difference in our community, to being of sacred service and giving your time and energy, because of all the things that we have to offer at Unity of South Sound, none of it can happen without all of you participating in some way. And so the second Sunday of every month, we reserve it a time to shine the light on those that are making a difference. So I want to acknowledge our usher greeter team, because they get called on a lot, and they had a lot of extra things to do in the last month with our special services. So I'm going to call them each up. Let's withhold any acknowledgement until they get up here, and I'm going to ask you to help me. So we like to share a rose which symbolically represents the spiritual unfoldment of each soul, and we see them blooming brightly with us. So Annie Lane Ryan, who is the lead of our team, thank you so much for stepping up and serving. Bert Bannock, Cindy Iger, Diane Neiman, Doug Dorn, Georgia DeLone, I know she is in Texas right now, Julie Webb, Kelly Latimer, Linda Ash, Sandy Olson, and Steve Ryan, who I know is also at home today. So we acknowledge all of those, this beautiful team member. Keep coming, keep coming. And we're going to love and bless them, but I want to let you know that there is always an opportunity for you to serve. And if some of you are thinking about that, we'd like to have, our ushers are up here. So as soon as they sit down again, we will have them pass a clipboard just to create awareness. If you are curious about how you might serve, if you have questions, Diane is actually our sacred service coordinator right here. And she will call in and talk to you and help you find the best place to serve for your time, your skills, and your willingness to serve. So let us love and bless our wonderful ushers and greeters. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divinity you are. Thank you for your service. Bless you.
Thank you.
I just want to, yes. And just a couple of areas to bring to note, if you would like to consider serving. We've had some new teams step up and form. We have a Sunday service team now that are specially trained to help with the behind-the-scenes things that we need on Sunday morning that replaces what Heidi was doing. During our fall program, we had our creative people come together and say, we are now officially a creative arts team. So anything that has to do with creativity in special events, they are called upon to do these things. We are forming a sound tech team to support Amy, yay. And thank you, Steve, for stepping up. He's shadowing her and learning the ropes. We're writing down the instructions. And there's 3 different things that happens back there. So if there's anybody that would like to learn any piece of that, it could be very helpful, even just running the PowerPoint slides. So let us know if you'd like to serve in that team. Our music celebration team is always looking for more people that love to sing, that would like to learn the songs to step up and help lead them. We are still looking to reactivate our Harmony Helpers, which is this safety team that just comes in and checks to make sure that everything around us is supporting our health and wholeness. And I'm looking to see some other teams getting started, including how to support our community outreach. We have things we like to participate in, so we'd like to have a team that steps up and helps us to organize that strategically around a calendar of events so that we don't miss those opportunities to make a difference. An event team that is ready then to engage and call others into support and planning the outlines of the fun things that we do and the events and activities. Our youth and family can always use some assistance in the classroom. Ushers and greeters, like I said. So there's plenty of opportunities to serve. And if you aren't sure, just ask. We will help you find that place. sometimes even in the office, an office assistant team, for the little things that can help make a difference. So thank each and every one of you for the difference that you make.
We have a few announcements to highlight for you this morning, and you can always keep up to date on our Sunday services and our events and sign up for them and get more information by subscribing to our weekly e-newsletter. Go to the homepage and click on the newsletter sign up button. Then fill out your contact info and submit. Your info will be safe on our secure site and will never be shared. And I want to invite Megan back up for a prayer chaplain Q&A.
Yeah. So many of you know that we have a prayer chaplain team. They are trained in affirmative prayer, and they are here on the first and third Sundays to support you in holding a vibrational prayer of intention with you off the side of our sanctuary. And so if you think you would like to be a part of that team, there are prerequisites that are required because it's a deeper commitment than some of the other ways to serve. So we have a brochure, prayer chaplain program. There is some strategic planning, training and requirements that you would have to meet. So I'm going to meet with anybody that's curious and has questions immediately after the service today so that we can find out if it's a good fit for you. Otherwise, pick up the brochure and know that myself or any of our prayer chaplains are available to answer questions for you. So I look forward to considering your service in the future.
We will be offering a Unity Basics class on Sunday, January 28th and Sunday, February 4th from 11:30 to 1 p.m. over in the Fireside Room. This is a two-part class, and it's open to anyone who wishes to attend, and it's required for anyone who wishes to vote here within our ministry. There are membership applications on the back table, or you can sign up through the e-blast. This January, embark on a transformative journey to deepen your prayer life and uncover the true essence of affirmative prayer. The Life of Prayer class is not just a recommendation, but a gateway to understanding and embracing the power of prayer. Not only does attendance fulfill a membership requirement, but it also opens the door to meaningful service as a prayer chaplain. Step into the world of spiritual connection and personal growth. Join us on this prayerful adventure on Tuesdays over Zoom. Sign-ups are available on the back table and through the e-blast. Oh, and Megan has a... You can get books for that class during our fellowship. And on February 11th, following this service, there will be fun-filled bingo, sponsored by our youth in Wesley Hall. There will be food and prizes. Proceeds will benefit our youth and family ministries. It's so much fun, and you can yell out, bingo! So, one more thing from Reverend Megan. There's a leadership opportunity open.
Yeah, I probably should have just strung them all together, but you know, this is the time of year when, according to our bylaws, our board members serves 3-year terms, and every year 2 of them rotate out as we bring in new board members to keep it fresh and moving. And so we have opportunities for leadership service. That also has some prerequisites and requirements, but I would like you, if you need to be a voting member, and have demonstrated your participation in being a part of Unity of South Sound, it's an opportunity to step up in leadership and to grow. And so one of the board members was going to give a testimonial today. Chris, please come forward. I just ask some of them to just share what their experience is like, and is there a benefit to serving at this level of leadership?
Am I live? Okay. Thank you, Reverend Megan. So, gosh, is there a benefit? Wow, a big question. And when Reverend Megan asked me to speak just a little bit about being on the board, There was a lot of things that came to mind. What I'm going to share today quickly would be just 2 things are most important to me personally, and that would be around the areas of serve and personal growth. So I would say absolutely the last year that I've had the honor of serving on your board, it really just satisfies a desire in me to serve this community at a higher level in a different way. And it really has allowed me the opportunity to demonstrate my love and commitment to this spiritual community of Unity of South Sound. I get to collaborate and solution for the good of this ministry and to ensure its sustainability going forward. It's really a monumental experience, and I will tell you there's no doubt that each one of us on the board feels the weight of the important decisions that we make for the success of Unity of South Sound on your behalf. We do that with humility and honor and joy as we come together. Personally, the personal benefits are really, they're just abound. Being present with some of the most awesome people that I knew but now know at a deeper level. Individuals that have helped me learn and grow in leadership, communication, and love. So I am truly learning and growing every step of the way as I serve on your board. So thank you for this honor again. And I would tell you, I personally invite you to open to the call to serve on our Board of Trustees. Megan mentioned earlier, I made a note, if you're being shaken by spirit, do not resist the call to step up, as there are many hands reaching out to grasp yours. So think about it. We're a great bunch of folks.
They are. And I can confirm that. I really feel honored to serve with that team. So thank you, Chris, for sharing. Please let us know if you're thinking about it.
Okay, let's now welcome in our children. You are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. You are walking in the light, in the light of God. In the light, in the light, in the light, in the We want to bless our young people and teachers. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divinity you are. And I'm inviting Mom up. And now I invite everyone to stand as you're able and join with Joey in singing our peace song, sending peace to the entire world.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me, let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace and harmony. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And our prayer for protection spoken. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever God is, I am, and all is well. Thank you for joining us today, and please join us over in Wesley Hall for some connections and refreshments. And check out all the opportunities for engagement with Unity of South Sound. We'll see you next week.